Hello, people. Welcome to Press Play Again. I always feel like I sound so like infomercially whenever I
Hello,
start.
everybody. Welcome to Press Play again.
Oh my god, yeah, no, it sounds more like a game show host. You're right, because that's
Yeah,
what you sounded like. And I'm like, dude, I could so do that.
that was
Anyway,
what.
though, I'm Bailey. Hey,
Hello.
What's up,
Hello.
Bailey?
and I'm joined by Omar Zaki and Matt Austin.
Hello.
Pleasure to be here. The pleasure's all mine.
Yes, same.
No, it's all mine.
Only
Okay.
Matt's.
It's all mine.
We don't give a
Sorry.
shit. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
We give a lot of shits. So
Yes.
many shits, actually.
Yes.
Well, hello. This is again, it's Press Play Again. I feel like I say again so much now. Like
It's
it's
our
just
thing. It's our
a
thing,
huge
baby.
part of my vocab. We are here to discuss the last two episodes, episode 3 and 4 to be exact, of WandaVision. Which they are doozies. And we wanted to talk about this is like our special edition stuff when we do TV instead of movies. Just to like for your viewing pleasure,
A
guys.
change of scenery.
It's so special.
Yeah. It is special. I like to think everything's special. So yeah, we're gonna talk about episodes 3 and 4 because boy, there's a lot of info, especially in episode 4, which I watched
Jesus.
literally like 2 hours ago. So yeah, we're gonna dive into that. But first, before I forget, because I always forget and I have to say this all at the end, where can you find us? And it is on social media, and it's not Facebook still, but it's Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, you can do at again press, and then on Instagram, it's press play again. Simple, you
Easy
know.
stuff.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Keep it tight. Keep it simple. It's my
Whoa.
motto.
Nice.
So yeah, those are where you can find us for that. We will be posting the TV specials every Friday afternoon. So afternoon, night, probably more night now,
Yeah.
but hey,
If OBS
whatever.
decides to fuck up every time we do it, it's gonna be at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, y'all should see how ridiculous poor Matt's little face is every time we have to start this thing up because our little producer over there, he's great, but
He's grinding.
these programs not so great, you know?
I'm not getting paid enough.
That's
I
true,
demand a
'cause
raise.
no money. But so yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. We still do our movie stuff, so don't forget about that. We actually just did 12 Monkeys. That's gonna be posted too on Thursdays. Is when we usually post them. But so yeah, I guess we could just dive in. Do y'all
Let's
have
do it.
anything to say about these starting off?
No. I'm
Nothing.
ready to dive
End
in.
it.
I'm so ready.
Okay,
to dive
cool. Gotcha. No. I'm kidding. So yeah, the episode 3, I guess we can start there because it kind of leads into
in.
well, clearly it leads into 4, but it's got a lot of stuff inside of it. Anyway, it's the 70s, which is super cool. Love all the outfits, super great. Really was digging it. But I feel like in the episode 3 is when we get to start seeing Wanda kind of you're all of a sudden like, oh, okay, like maybe Wanda's not like in trouble. Maybe she's kind of
Bro,
causing all of this.
hella creepy vibes, man. Creepy vibes. That's
Yeah,
all
what
I
at
was
the
getting.
end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Just like something. Like it just felt off, dude.
Dude, and all so I know it's just supposed to be like a funny, like, I don't know, goofy show, kind of, but also creepy. But like the birth scene, I'm just like, cool. Really wish like childbirth was actually like that. Because
Right.
It seems
not
like it's gonna be a
not
ton of pain,
bad.
and then all of a sudden it's just like
It's just like, ah, and then it pops.
And
the
then she has
baby's
another
here.
one.
Yeah, there's like, oh shit, there's another baby.
Yeah.
And that baby's
But
here.
I guess that's the whole point because it's just like I think it's all in her head. I mean, it's not all in her head, but it's not real. And I like turns
Is it,
out
though?
completely wrong about the
Well,
theory that we had in
yeah.
the beginning. Completely
Yeah,
wrong.
dude, I was thinking that. But I mean, I guess at that point, like when watching episode 3, we still kind of don't really know like exactly what's going on, right? And then once we get to episode 4, yeah, dude, the entire time I was watching episode 4, I'm like, she was wrong, he was wrong, I was wrong, fucking
Oh yeah,
everyone was
because like
wrong.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting there thinking like, oh man, like Wanda's strapped to a bed or a table, and they're like
Something.
doing
Yeah.
something to her mind, like totally against her will, and she's just, I was like, she's dreaming of this great scenario to block out the torture she's going through. Like that's what I was
Right.
thinking.
Right.
Turns
She's
out
coping.
she's just like completely taken over a town, a fake
Yeah.
town. I don't know.
West
It's still so
Westview?
confusing. Cause yeah, the guy was like, I'm from Eastview, and then everyone's like, all right.
I loved
Okay.
that. It's
I
like
love to. Sorry, go ahead. I cut you off.
No, the guy's just adamantly just like Westview does not exist. And then what's his face? What's the
Officer Wu
Yes, Officer Wu is
or
like
Well,
Agent Wu. Agent
Agent
Wu.
Wu, which I'm so stupid. I totally forgot he was an Ant-Man. I totally forgot
I
he was
love
like
him.
already.
Dude, he walks out and does the little, like, card trick because
Yeah.
that's the thing, he, like, loves magic,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was, like, so happy. I love him. I think he's hilarious, so I'm
Yeah.
so glad he
I can't believe that was his fucking voice that we heard, not Steve Rogers.
I know, but that makes so much more sense now,
it makes
doesn't
Like,
it?
sense though
well,
because it
yeah,
was
no,
so
it absolutely
familiar.
does, but
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Man.
No, but I like when he's just like, "Oh, so Westview's not a thing. So where are you from?" And he's just like, "Eastview." It's like, okay.
Like, all right,
It's like, my
buddy.
bad, man. Sign says Westview.
Well, I wonder if the person who's talking to is an actual person or if it's like part of Wanda's like not hallucinations, but her like what the fuck do you call it? Like you remember in Inception when he takes her and he's showing her the first time like the layout
Yeah.
Yes.
and oh her like subconscious.
Well,
Like
that's
I
the
wonder.
thing, like, I think
Could
because of
be.
what you start seeing in episode 4, where like everybody who's missing, like all the people that have gone missing in New Jersey, I think, or wherever they
Mhm,
are,
mhm.
um, they start like seeing them
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
TV
that's true.
show, and then they
Yeah.
start like being like, okay, this is this person, and you're like, oh shit, like no, she
Mhm.
really just like kidnapped all these people.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
I
again, in my mind, especially being someone who like has had a big life change recently,
Mhm.
I'd love it if someone just like held me against my will and pretended to like I was living like this great life. Like this
I don't
nice life where
would you
nothing
though?
wrong was happening.
yeah, I don't
In
know.
theory, I
Probably.
think you would, but I think if it
At
actually
least for
happened,
like
you'd
a
be scared
month.
shitless.
I think for like
Yeah.
a month. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm done with like
Like, let me
coppers
go.
and
Let me
stuff.
go. Yeah. Um. Yeah, man, dude, it was crazy too. Like, obviously, the way episode 4 starts, like Endgame, right? That was epic. But I love how they tie everything back to the previous 3 episodes, though. Like, and they show it on TV, and it starts making a lot of sense. Like even at
Genius.
the end of I guess episode 2, when the guy was coming out in the
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
manhole, and I completely forgot about that. And as like, I completely forgot. Like the entire time I'm watching episode 4, and the guy's going through the fucking whatever, whatever. Once he like his suit obviously changes, and he's going up the manhole. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so stupid. And then when he came out, and she's like, no, at that point we know, okay, like Wanda's controlling this whole thing. So when she says no, it's like, wait, like fuck you. And I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. I want to
Yeah.
stay here with Vision and everything. And
Yeah.
dude, I find that so fucking creepy,
Oh
man.
my god, that scene at the I know I'm jumping all the way to the end, but that scene at the end where it's just dead Vision, like
Oh my
Vision's
god,
corpse. I was like,
creepy,
okay, a
That
creepy.
little
got me.
morbid. That was a little creepy.
Yeah.
But the
I
funny thing is
shivered.
I figured when the guy got in the sewer, I was like, oh, that's gonna be the beekeeper guy.
I did not.
But I
I didn't
didn't
make that connection.
realize when he was walking and his suit changed, I was like, oh, he wasn't like already in a beekeeper costume. I was like, yeah, I guess that would have made sense that he would just like get in the sewer as a beekeeper. I
My
was
god.
like,
It's
oh.
like I need my protection while I go into Westview.
I do think it's so cool though that like it's also showing that people like whatever time
Yeah.
period she's doing, it's like when you go into whatever zone that is, you change into like
Hmm.
something
Hmm.
from that period that makes more sense.
Hmm.
And I was like,
Right.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also love that they brought back Kat Dennings from freaking Thor.
Yeah, I know. As soon as
Yeah.
she
She's
popped up on
awesome,
the
man.
screen, I was like, "Hey, that's cool."
Yeah. Yeah. She's
That
so fun.
this they are so MCU is like so genius with how they tie shit together. I don't
Yeah.
know why I just like find it so interesting and cool, but it's like one of the things where their universe is just so giant that I'm like it could never make sense to
Right.
make this tie all together. And then even like using someone like Monica, it's like I guess I just never I know that's what everyone kind of speculated, but I never really am like, how is she gonna be this
Right.
big part of it? But it's like, oh, her mom literally like created Sword. And you're just
Hmm.
like, oh, well, that makes more sense, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just find all that so interesting. I also think it's cool how like we saw the first 3 episodes in like her world. And so the
Hmm.
fourth episode is literally like us seeing it from the real world, but in the exact same time as it was going on with the first 3 episodes.
Right.
I
Right.
just
Right.
it was cool.
Yeah. No,
It
I
got
agree.
me.
I agree. I think the approach they're taking too. I think it's opening up a lot of doors for what they can do. Do we know how many episodes are in the first season?
Is it 10? It's
Is it?
also only
No
Either
one
idea.
10 or
season,
8.
right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think all
No.
these. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think all these Marvel shows are
Oh
like.
wait, is I think yeah, but yeah, okay. So after the show, I think it's supposed to lead to where she's gonna be like in a movie or whatever. Like,
Yeah, right.
okay.
That's the thing.
That
It's gonna
makes
keep
sense. That
going,
makes
but
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Season
holy
2,
shit.
all
I
of it
guess.
happens again.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was yeah, I didn't make that connection, I
Yeah.
guess, but well, fuck. I don't know. I guess things are
So
about to start
cool.
like heating up real quick then.
But
I
that's what's so great.
I
Right.
was like s- I'm trying this episode 4 is so weird for me because I thought the beginning of this episode was so cool how it was like showing literally basically the part of Endgame where everyone's like
Hmm.
popping back. Like that I was like fucking jaw
That was
open
Yeah.
like, "Oh
crazy.
my god, this is
Yeah.
crazy."
It was epic, man.
And like this episode was cool cuz it took place like it showed us so much more. But and this is me just nitpicking for no reason really because like I've loved the show so far and I still like I love everything about where they're going with it. Like when the
Hmm.
episode ends, I'm still like I'm all in. But this episode does that weird thing to me where it's like it just explains too much too fast. Like episode 4,
Yeah.
like as episode 4 is going on, it's like they connect everything. Like everything, almost every mystery we've had so far except for like just totally exactly like why this is like a TV show and like how much control Wanda has over it. But like everything else, like every little weird connection that's happened in the first 3 episodes, we like figured it out. Like they basically reveal how like kind of how we thought like basically everybody in this neighborhood is somebody that works for Sword, right? But like the way they do it is just like they're just putting their pictures on the wall and they're like Herb is him, blah blah blah. And it's again, I'm nitpicking because it's still cool, but I just feel like it all happened within the course of like 5 minutes and it was
Wait,
No,
just
I
like
get what you're
they
saying.
confirmed that though? They work for Sword?
I think so,
Are we
right? That's
sure?
what it
No, no,
seemed
no. I
like.
I
think they
for
were just
some reason
using.
I thought it was
I
just
don't
like
think so. It
random
was random people.
people. Like
Like
you
Oh,
because they had
okay.
yeah, because they had to use like face recognition or whatever, and that's how they found him. It's not like they're like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
that's the fucking
Well,
janitor from
that's how
Sword.
like the whole thing started was Agent Wu said there was like a missing persons report
Right,
that came
right.
out, but it was for like a ton of people
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
in like
okay.
one city. And then so they went to go investigate it and then they found this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I completely understand what you're saying in a sense though, because like although I still loved it, and I'm fine with over explaining when it's comic book stuff, just because it's comic book
For
stuff,
sure, for
which is
sure.
I guess is a stupid thing to say, but I don't know. It just doesn't bother me. But I will say halfway through the show when you started getting everything revealed to you, I was like, man, this means like we're not gonna get creepy things anymore. Like
Oh,
But I
it
would
well,
kind of
say then we
but
got
that's the thing,
the
like
vision thing
you
happened after
right.
all that. So
the vision thing happened, yeah, but, like, other than that, it's like when you're back if we ever go back to like, I don't know how they're gonna do this or if they're gonna go back to Wanda, like, in the '80s, which I'm assuming they will
they
do the
have to
'80s
cuz
next because they ended with Voodoo Child with
Right.
Jimi Hendrix, and I was like, I feel like they're gonna have to start leaning more towards the '80s
I
soon.
think this show's about to get like a whole lot more creepy.
I think so too.
But that's the thing, like, I think it could with, like, death stuff, but, like, with all the weird things that happen with, like, Wanda not knowing what's going on and things just keep happening, I feel like she now knows something's going on. So, like, when people start acting weird, it's just not I feel like it's not gonna hit the same anymore,
Hmm.
but
I
I
see what
could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
no, but
I wanted the creepy to stay.
so Bailey, I think it is gonna be. I think it's gonna be creepier and weirder. Like I think all that's gonna happen. But I get what you're saying about how it's gonna be
Like, you just
different.
it's no mystery anymore, like you were saying.
Right. I
No, no,
think.
I think okay. So the MCU they do this thing where you think you figured it out, and then I'm not gonna say it's like a twist, but they always have it's always like a
Right.
larger scale of things, or like a there's always like a scheme to things, you know.
Right.
So I still think there's a lot more to reveal, and I still think there's like a lot more to figure out. I
I
mean,
think
there's no way they just reveal everything like in the first
that
4 episodes.
and that's kind of like when the episode ended and I'm like feeling this way. It's kind of
Right,
in my brain. I'm like, I know that there's more because this was
right.
episode
Yeah.
4, and then I just these people are smart. Like at the end of the
It's
day,
MCU,
they
man.
know what
Yeah.
they're doing. But
That's
Right,
the
right.
thing,
it
like, you can't doubt them.
no, but
'Cause they always surprise you.
it's just that's something in TV shows. I like they've asked so many questions in the first 3 episodes, and like they essentially answered 85% of them in this one. And so I think episode 5 is going to be weird shit again, but it's going to be new weird shit and it's going to be
Right.
new questions and stuff. And that's why I mean like this is
Exactly.
just me
Yeah.
nitpicking. This isn't actually like a complaint because I at the end of the day I love the direction the show's going in and I'm
Mhm.
super into what they're doing and all of this sounds fucking cool and creepy and weird. But I could have just done without like the like it's so weird to me when Officer Wu, like he's sitting there or whatever, and they're just like, Kat Dennings is telling him stuff about what's going on, and he's just like, "Are they still in the '60s?" And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, why would you even ask that? Because like you don't even really know what's going on yet. That seems like something that only the like we know it because the audience we've been watching all this. But like at that point, they're seeing like the first episode or the second episode of the TV show. Like he doesn't even know that they've switched
Like,
time periods yet,
and
and
that's
it's
like the comic book aspect of them being like, oh, we need to make sure they know it's been 60s, 50s,
Okay,
60s,
can I be honest?
70s.
what.
I thought it was from week to week. I didn't even realize they were doing 60s, 70s, 80s. I
What you thought?
right
Really?
over my head. Swear to God, dude.
What you thought they were all the same time period? You mean?
Fuck yeah. I
I
thought it
And
was.
then
well, Omar, I'm half as bad as you because I thought the first and second were the same decade, and then I could tell last week, obviously, that it was in color
I
and different. I could tell it was the '70s, but like the first
oh,
two, I was like, this is just the
right
same
over my
thing.
head, man.
Yeah, I missed
so
Oh,
that
that's
part.
their way of like explaining it to
Mhm,
people who
mhm.
didn't realize it.
And
Right.
And
then
So yeah, I
it's not
didn't.
needed. It's just like it's just what shows. I feel like shows and movies do that kind of stuff all the
yeah,
time.
I just feel like it's a little too like spoon feedy because he also has a line something where he's like, did she just say Ultron? Is that the first time she said something from our current universe? And it's just, it's so like, it's like the thing that we're thinking in our head when she says it, but then spoken aloud in the TV show, it just like, it
Well,
just
here's the
slightly
thing.
brings it down. It's almost that thing where it's just, it's too much. It's just a little
Here's
bit too much. It's right on that
here's the
cusp
thing
of
though.
being like so cool that you notice that, but then when the character on the TV says the same thing you're thinking, you're like, I don't know. It's to me, it's
I understand what you're saying 100%, and I want to agree, but I'm not gonna agree. Let me tell you why.
fuck.
To us
No,
three,
I
to
want
us
to hear it.
three,
Fuck.
to us three, yes, 100% what you're saying. But to the average like MCU viewer,
Yeah, that's
some
what I
people
think too.
have first of all not seen all the MCU movies. Some people have only seen them once. Whereas like I think we've seen each MCU movie like multiple
I know.
times. I mean, dude, we could hear one line from a random ass TV show and know exactly what time period it took place,
I know.
right?
We're the
Like
sickos. We're the monsters.
right, like Jade, for example, dude, if she watched this show, there's a lot that's gonna go over her head, right? She's seen like Age of Ultron or whatever,
Yeah.
but like just
Well,
hearing
I
that,
don't blame anyone for forgetting what happens in that
right? So
movie.
I do understand with what you're saying, but I honestly almost want to say it's necessary just for some people because like, dude, some people haven't seen these movies in years,
I
And
know.
I
and
would
a
agree
lot of
with
shit's
that.
probably going right over their head,
Because I
man.
also think they're doing the thing, and it kind of sucks for us in a way because this show already seems like kind of mature and because it's creepy. So, like, we are like, oh, we want it to be like what our age group would want with this.
Mhm.
But I think there's a small part because it's on Disney Plus, because it's a Disney property that they're like, oh, we got to make sure like kids can understand this. So, it's hitting both. It's like hitting the people that like don't watch all the movies or don't really know what's going on and like people who are just younger who
I
like
agree.
aren't
Yeah.
catching
Yeah,
on.
Yeah,
yeah,
for
So
sure.
yeah.
it's like it's frustrating to us. It doesn't bother me though because I always just like equate it with it's comic booky and
hmm
like goofy and quirky and shit like that. So
hmm
I feel like that's what makes it. I'm like, oh, he's just being like, oh my god, did she just say Ultron? And it's like a bubble.
Right.
Like that's what I
And
see
that
when I see
Oh my
and
stuff
the
like
god.
the
that.
only reason why to me it sucks is because I feel like the most recent MCU movies we got, like namely Infinity War and Endgame, I feel like they don't really hold your hand as much. Like they just expect
Yeah.
that you know everything. And I get that it's been a long time now. Like, I mean, realistically, it's been years because
Well,
of
it's
COVID
also
and stuff. But
it's also setting up stuff. So
yeah,
like I feel like
Right.
when it's setting up anything that you just feel like you gotta explain.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
they're
it's
So
almost
it's
like your
the
refreshing.
hands are
first
tied.
show.
Right.
It's when I get what you're saying completely. I've like accepted why they do it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
hmm
but either way, I mean it's still I agree in the sense that like too much happened and so now I'm confused. Since it was the fourth episode, I'm really wondering what's gonna happen like did they just jam pack a bunch of information in here so the next like 6 episodes could just be like each episode has like one thing it focuses on? Like I don't know.
I
I
I
mean,
I think
yeah,
that
what were you gonna
it's
say?
gonna go like I think episode 5 is gonna be like episodes 1 through 3, where it's back to the sitcom feel and very little of what's going on in the real world stuff we see. Like we're gonna see weird stuff. We're gonna see like the disconnects in the like show and the stuff where
Mhm.
it makes the characters kind of like break the fourth wall and kind of stuff like that. But I think it's gonna go back to that for a little bit. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the opposite. I think it's gonna be a mix of both. Because if
Oh
what you guys
shit.
are saying, well, here's the thing: if this is only one season and it's technically serving as a, they're trying to set up and she is gonna be in Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like that
yeah.
was confirmed.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they have to like start heading to that direction. If it's only 10 episodes, they can't do that like at the beginning of episode 10, right? They kind of have to like kind of slowly start transitioning. So I think it's gonna be a mix of both. Whereas, yeah, it's still like that sitcom feel, and she's in her world, but I also think like they're gonna start shifting to like what the hell's going on right now. Like, okay, so we know Endgame just happened, right?
Right.
Everyone's come back, so I think maybe we start seeing a bit more of that stuff and just what the hell's going on
And I'd be
around.
for it, honestly. Like
Yeah, sure.
I'm
I
all
mean,
for it, and they
right.
could go either way.
Hmm.
I know that like one of the reasons for me too is how the way the episode ends. Kind of I love what they do with aspect ratio and stuff in the show, where it's like
Oh yeah, that was so
it's
cool.
cool
I
just how
actually
you can
noticed
see
it.
the bars like going, but so like the
Hmm.
end of the show, because like obviously this most of this episode was like widescreen because it was more like a
Hmm.
regular filmed thing.
Right.
So like when the episode ends and it's like the bars kind of raise back up and it squishes it more to like the 4:3 or whatever, the old timey thing, that to me looked like it's like, all right, here we go, we're coming back
Like we're
into.
going back to the
Mhm.
regular
And
programmed
them sitting on the
scheduled
couch, and then you
programming or
even
whatever.
don't you hear, is it like the laugh track kind of like clapping or screaming in the not screaming, that sounds creepy as fuck. I don't think they were screaming, but they were more like because it's like they had their babies or whatever and they're sitting there and life is,
Well, yeah, it was the
it's like
thing where
coming
like
back.
it was the end of an episode.
Hmm.
So like when a sitcom ends, like back then, it was like yeah, they sat on the couch and then like
Right.
the audience started cheering and
Cheering.
clapping
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was probably them ending that episode. Like we're back in that universe. They ended the episode, so the next episode's going to be whatever time she chooses. I'm hoping we just like completely skip to the future and everything's like super like futuristic. I know it
And
won't,
just like
but
super fucking creepy and stuff.
I would love it though. But
Yeah.
I'm like super looking forward to them going back to the neighbors and everyone, like
Yeah.
seeing them freaking out and trying to figure out how to get out.
Right.
Like I want to see more of that. But I think it's really cool.
We also,
So I'm
because
hoping we get that.
since so much of like episode 4 was the one that had kind of like more like meat to it, I guess. But remember at the end of episode 3 when Vision goes outside and
Yes.
Yeah, and
Herb
they start like
Herb
saying
and
stuff.
and what
Agnes.
doesn't he keep saying, like he's like Vision, we're all, and then he doesn't finish it. What do y'all think he's what is he
Well,
about to say?
I can't
Agnes.
remember
Agnes.
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 So she was saying stuff. Like she kept trying to say something and the
No, no.
other
She
name.
told him. She told Herb to stop. Right. Like
No,
she's.
I thought he was telling her to
No,
stop.
no, no. She told him to stop
Yeah, I
because
thought
he
Herb
was
was the
trying
one
to.
saying it. Either way though,
He
like
was. Yeah.
what do y'all think it is that they're about to say? Like he's
We're
like
all
Vision,
trapped. I don't
Vision,
know.
we're
Something like
all
that. Right.
like we're all trapped, we're all, apparently a popular theory on Reddit is he's about to say Vision, we're all dead. But I don't think that's it.
Dude, if they
No.
went that fucking
They
direction,
could
that'd
have
be very
because then it would
creepy.
make Wanda a villain.
Well, it would, and then I also was
Hold up, hold
reading
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold
peop,
up.
peop,
Here's the thing though.
go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
No, people are just gonna say also like in episode 4 when they're putting all their pictures up on the fucking board and they're just like, all right, so and so is playing Herb. You think somebody would have been like, hey, he's fucking dead though? Like this is weird. Like
Like
nobody.
she's using corpses.
Yeah, like somebody would have been
I
like, yo, all these people are fucking dead. This is strange. So since
I
that
think
didn't happen, I imagine.
I think the interesting thing is though, and I forget what's her name, the chick that literally got thrown out, like the
Monica.
is that her name? Yeah, Monica. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's interesting how everyone kind of knows each other, but no one knows her, right? So what if she's like the only one? Like if that
Well,
theory
that was the thing. Everyone was like, she's new to town.
is that
Like
what,
they kept
yeah,
saying
they're
she was
saying like
new to
new or whatever, or
town.
not outside, or no, she has no home. So I'm thinking like if for whatever reason that stupid ass theory is true, what if she's the only one that's actually alive and like
and the rest of them
self
are
aware or whatever,
right.
and everyone else is dead and just kind of like Wanda's subconscious once again. I
'Cause
don't know why I
she-
keep
See,
going back.
I would love it. I would love it if they are all dead, which
That'd be
sounds
super fucking
awful,
creepy.
but I
Yeah,
would love it because it's creepy, but I
yeah,
know that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
what
there's
they're
no
gonna
way. There's
do.
no way.
yeah. It'd be too morbid.
But yeah, because looking back now, like Monica has the moment of at the end of episode 3 where it seems like she's kind of like remembering things and like coming back to
Right.
herself. But still, the majority of what we've seen of her, she is kind of like
Yeah,
wrapped up
she's
in this, right?
playing the role right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's like your subconscious knows that you're not supposed to be there, but
Like it knows something's off.
like it knows something's wrong, and so they're slowly figuring it out. And
Right.
I'm wondering if whenever because like I feel like whenever they were testing the radio thing that happens in the second episode when like that lady like cuts her hand
Mm-hmm.
and someone's talking when we thought it was Steve Rogers talking through the radio. whenever they do that,
It's so dumb.
the other lady also is like starting to act different. It's like her brain gets like it's like Wanda can't focus on that and focus on keeping them all thinking they're like in this town.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wonder if it's like Wanda's magic that if like she's not completely focused, then like everyone
People
starts
start to lose
realizing
it.
something's wrong. That's what I'm thinking.
Bro,
And
Wanda's scaring
then
the
That's
fuck
a
out of
good
me, man.
idea. I
well,
think
yeah, that's I'm like,
I'm
so
thinking
is
now
she an
too.
anti-hero
Well,
now?
I'm
Like I
thinking
don't
now
get
too,
it.
like when she finds a fucking helicopter, the small helicopter, whatever that they send in, or you remember she finds it at the end of like episode 2 or I think around
Yeah.
3 where it's colored,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
she hides it from Vision.
It's
Yeah.
like she knows.
Bro,
Oh
she's a
yeah,
bitch,
she
dude.
no, she right.
Holy shit.
Well, that's it's just crazy because like Vision's like straight up dead.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how Vision is also like when he walks out and he's figuring out that something's up too. It's like, well, if he's dead and it's just Wanda's mind controlling him, then like how does he have the ability to figure something's weird?
It's
like
gonna be it's gonna be
I'm interested to see
interesting.
how that plays
I
out.
feel like they
Yeah.
have a route to bring, and I don't really know the comic book like what would happen here, but they kind of have a route to bring Vision back if they want to, right? Because he at his base, he's like an AI made by Tony that interacts with the Soul Stone and creates this, perfect
Mhm.
robot thing. But like I don't know, like you could believe that there's like a backup for Jarvis. Somebody could just go back to fucking Tony's house and be like, "Hey, Jarvis," and grab him and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And just say like, "Hey, let's figure this out. Get the Mind Stone back on here. Remake Vision." So I don't know, like maybe something weird like that has happened, and like the AI is in this simulation too. So
Could
maybe
be.
Vision already is slightly not dead, but it's
Mhm.
either
I
that
don't
or
know.
he is
I
straight
just
up
don't know how
dead,
that
and
works.
Wanda is like just manifesting him. And
Mhm.
I don't know. Either way, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I hope it stays creepy. That's all I want
It
cuz
will.
I love that this has like a creepy element to it. But I also
I
love
agree.
that they keep going through different types of like TV styled shows from certain like
Mhm.
eras. I think that's super cool. So I want them to keep doing that. I just I'm wondering if like the episodes are going to now just be half and half.
It could be.
So if it is, I don't know how I'll feel about that, but
I like I said
I'm
before,
sure again, I don't doubt anything they do. So
Right.
I really think we're
You
gonna get at least one more, like, pretty much
I
full
agree.
episode
I agree.
of a era
of
piece, but
Wanda.
yeah,
I
I
but
feel
agree.
like the next one
maybe
Wanda
more.
is gonna be like I love it because it's I feel like she's just super paranoid.
She
And
is.
I feel like she's gonna be even more paranoid after that happened. I mean, again, I feel like how does she not like go to prison after this?
Hmm.
Because
like
she's a superhero. She's
I
gonna be
know
like,
She's
Avengers
strong.
get
yeah, she's
yeah,
like the
it's like
strongest.
A pardon. Yeah. The
A
strongest
pardon.
Avenger.
Um,
I think it's I want to see more. Do y'all think that the guy who's in charge of Sword is gonna end up being a bad guy?
yeah, 100%.
I do too.
Really?
Something about him. He's just like
He seems
whenever
nice.
it's like a white older man in charge of like an organization like that, they always end up being evil, or they always end up being like working kind of for the bad guys too.
He's
So,
got like a voice that just kind of like keeps me calm. I don't know. Like I was happy when
oh,
he was on my screen.
it's
Yeah.
nice.
But you know what? They could be doing that on purpose. Maybe they
I was
picked
gonna
him
say
like in particular
you're
They
f-
want him
and
to
he
be
ends up just
trusting.
fucking
you're falling for his little game, Omar.
All I know is I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow ends up being
right.
like he's collecting information on Wanda to give to someone else to know how to like beat her. I don't know.
Hmm. Could be
Not like physically beat her, but like also physically
mentally.
beat her. I don't
Jeez.
know. But but that's
Um,
why I just wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, no, I agree. What I was gonna say is in terms too of like I feel like we can almost rest assured that this show is not gonna have a happy ending because they've said it's leading basically directly into Doctor Strange,
Doctor
Multiverse
Strange,
of
right?
Madness, which that fucking sounds like we they didn't say that's gonna be like the first kind of MCU horror movie. So like
Yes.
this leading into it, like I'm sure we're gonna find out what's going on, but I feel like the storyline, at least of Wanda, like it's not gonna get resolved in this show, which is really cool. And I think that's why I know like things are gonna get weirder and like not necessarily get wrapped up nicely, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So there's 9 episodes, by the way, not 10. So they're gonna have to
Sorry,
pick up
everybody.
their shit.
Ugh, ends on an odd number.
Oh.
Come on. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I do agree 100% with what you're saying, which I honestly kind of like. I don't want them to like force a wrap on the season or even the show since this is only one season. I don't want them like force something just in the next 4 episodes because dude, I'm super. Here's the thing: Wanda and Vision were two characters I didn't really give a shit about, right?
I know, right?
And this show has made me care just first of all, how fucking creepy and wicked like Wanda could be, just to fucking do this whole little thing. So I honestly like this kind of like bridges the gap for me between like her appearances so far in the MCU and then Doctor Strange, right? Because it's kind of like a new era that we're walking in right now with
Oh
the
yeah.
MCU. So.
To me, this is genius because, and to be fair, a lot of people already loved her, like her character before this, and like she was, she was fine, like she was good, but like this just gives so much more context. Like even just 4 episodes in, I think we all care so much more about her and Vision.
I feel
in
like
the
within
sense
the
that,
last like 2 movies, like from an Infinity War
yeah, because she
till
has
now, it's like
yeah. I mean, they to be
it's
fair,
literally just because Age of Ultron was so bad.
It
Like
wasn't that bad.
it was pretty. I've only
By the
seen it.
way,
I've seen it twice, and I
okay,
still
we were
don't
talking
remember the
about
whole
we were talking
movie.
about watching as a group earlier, so
Oh God.
that's gonna happen soon. Oh my God, that's
I
not the
everyone
reaction.
makes
That's
fun of
not
me
the
Disney
because
Plus watch party.
Yeah.
every time I'm always like, when is James Spader gonna come down in a fedora? Because I swear to God,
A fucking fedora.
when I saw the trailer for this movie for Age of Ultron, like forever ago, I'm like, oh, he like walks down a staircase wearing a fedora. So I'm like, the whole movie I'm sitting there, I'm like, when
No,
are we gonna see James Spader? I was
there's
like,
no
when are we
way.
gonna see him? He
Oh
must
my
have a
God,
human form
Jesus.
at some point
Omar.
to like distract people. I
I
don't
don't
know.
want to.
Omar,
Why?
it's because she got the trailer for Endgame or Age of Ultron mixed up with the TV commercials for the Blacklist.
Bruh.
Okay, that's what the conclusion we came to, but I like really honestly stand by the fact that I'm pretty positive that it wasn't that. Because I watched the Blacklist.
That's
So,
what it was.
but no, it wasn't. That's not like I can like perfectly see this image, and I've never
It's a
seen
real
that with
image.
Blacklist.
You're the only
It's a
one.
real image. The trailers for the Blacklist was always James Spader walking down the street with a fedora on his head.
No, it's
And
walking down a building. It's walking down steps.
Steps.
He was wearing a
streets.
fedora though, so like
He wears.
that is the one thing.
I promise you, this is what it was.
Look, we're gonna watch this movie soon, all right? And I think we maybe have a new appreciation for it after WandaVision. Who
Maybe
knows?
we will though.
I
I do.
Is
agree
he
with
in
that.
it actually? Is Vision in Age of Ultron?
Yeah, that's where he was
Is.
created.
He's also his body was.
Yes.
I clearly don't remember much about this.
I don't
movie.
either.
I've
to be
seen it
honest.
twice, and I just like I can only picture the beginning scene when they fight.
In the snow or whatever.
No, when they fight like in Tony's, like everyone's drinking and having a
Oh
grand old
yeah,
time.
having a good
That's the
time.
only scene I
And
remember.
Ultron comes in. He's
That
like,
and
there are no strings on me.
Quicksilver's death. That's the only other thing
Damn.
I remember from that movie. So, but
I guess I
anyway,
wasn't
I super
fast
love this
enough.
show. I've been like, I've been enjoying it, and I'm hopeful that it's gonna end really cool. I'm glad they're keeping all these shows just like a mini series one-off kind of thing.
I agree. I agree.
Cool.
Because I know all these actors are like great actors that are super busy, so there's no way.
Wait, all of them?
Most of them, some of them.
No. Hold
Who
up.
are you gonna shit on, Omar?
Yeah. No,
Who are you
not me.
shitting on?
Not me. You.
Oh, Bailey, yeah.
Before we started watching this fucking show.
Oh yeah,
Bailey,
no.
come
I
on.
mean,
You do have like a deep apology you need to issue to this man.
A big time.
He's
big
done nothing
time.
but be great.
Him and his wife. And his
That's
two
true.
kids.
Yeah, you fucked like his entire family. You were
both
yelling
nice.
You thought we were gonna let it go? Come on.
they're both okay.
Okay.
He's better.
Look.
He wasn't even in this episode, so far he's only been good in 3 episodes. Okay, so
at Paul Bettany. If you're watching,
You know?
this is not the official stance of Press Play again. This is a sham right here.
No, dude,
I'm
he's fucking
okay
great,
with
man.
Paul Bettany. He's okay.
I
That's a
love
big
him.
step up for me, guys.
It
Y'all
is.
have to
It's huge.
understand,
It's
so.
huge. This
He's
is
okay.
true.
I'll admit
All right.
it.
We'll accept it for now until the show ends and it wraps.
All
and
right.
then
Well, I
we'll
guess
ask you again.
we'll wrap this sucker up because we'll just start freaking going on this rampage about Paul Bettany and his wife. So, yeah, we will see you guys again for the next episode, which will be next Friday.
We will, and we're gonna get to single episode WandaVision reviews.
Oh yeah, because this was kind of the double episode again.
I don't know if anybody notices, but behind me looks different because I moved.
Dude, I didn't even notice. I swear to God, holy shit!
So yeah, we had to cram it all in.
I call this man
Cram it
my
all
best
up
friend.
there.
Doesn't know anything about me. Oh man.
Anyway, so we'll see you next Friday. But until then, stay sexy. Paul
Press
Bettany.
play again.